All right, Shalom, Israel, giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Makakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone. Most salutations to the brother teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most high will. To hopeful soon elect, Shalom, blessings. Men, women, and children, we're moving closer to the end of the world, the end of time. Um, this is a video concerning, Druski mocking the black Hebrew Israelites, and it looks more so that they're mocking IUIC. I mean, they got the purple garments. I don't think I've seen too many IUIC members with afros, but I mean the main person he's playing got an afro. But whatever the case, they mocking them all. They mocking us all together, and you know, uh, I think in real life he got a beard. You know what I'm saying? He probably started growing it because of the Israelites, and they probably paid him to do this. Uh, and you know what happened to Ricky Harris? Pretty wiki is what they called him. I'm gonna put that on the, meaning pretty wicked. Wiki is a play word for wicked. Pretty wiki is what they called him. Wiki. So we've seen the judgment of the Most High, and that mock um, that lie that became false prophet that went back into the world. We've seen the Most High's judgment. And when I seen we, I mean all the brothers around all the world, like starting with the apostle elders on down, bishops on down. You know, so uh, I got that one scripture. I mean, I got a few scriptures. It says Galatians 6:7. It says, "Be not deceived; the Most High Yahweh is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall also he reap." And that's been known in society, even in Esau's world. You go to jail. You break the law, you go to jail. You um, go out there and act chaotic. You either get in prison or die. I don't mean by the hands of any man. A man could take a law into his own hands. You go out there, you mess with somebody's wife, you bound to get your head blown off. So this is true. I don't know what they saying or why they keep telling you. These devils keep telling you the Bible is not real. It's very simple. It's very mathematical, truly mathematical. That it makes sense in every kind of way. And this is the best knowledge, wisdom, understanding you can have in the world. Uh, Otherwise, you got people committing suicide. You got people confused. You got people committing bestiality into all kind of lust, man. And so this is what at least saves us in concerning the knowledge of knowing like what to do and what not to do. I'd rather be in that realm, even if don't know the full outcome of anything. I'd rather live in that realm. That's truly a blessing to live in that lens, in that scope, in that body. You know. So these people, like, and a lot of these, you understand. I think he's a personality, more so. Ricky Harris was a comedian, but this guy, I think he's more of a comedian personality or something like that. Like he's in it. So all these people that coming against us, they're kind of like entertainers. They're a lot of them might be comedians, and there's some real comedians out there that truly know what's going on. I'm not talking about so much them, but I'm saying like, because a lot of truth, people know now, especially celebrities and all that. They even ask celebrities on the spot in the interviews that, what do you think about the Black Hebrew Israelites? But for one, two, that going back to that, the mockery, Black Hebrew Israelites, it is a mockery because We are not black. We keep telling y'all that, but they're gonna do that. They're gonna call us that, and and they're gonna bunch us all together. They're gonna bunch, what IUIC does and what ISUPK does and what GLCC does. Um, it affects the whole truth, so to speak. So it affects, in a way, it affects GMS too, but not, no, and we ain't crying at all about it. You know what I'm saying? We're not even worried about it. So, but we do edify and make videos because of what's going on, to point things out, the key things, and in its right perspective, to let you know, like, yeah, watch this guy. Pay attention to this guy, because when the judgment comes, you're gonna know exactly what it was. Just like Ricky Harris, pretty wiki is what they called him, which is a inside kind of thing, like, um, but it also says every idle word. As the world crumbles apart and it gets worse, it's a lot of people, and that's one of the most I won't say most agitating thing, most agitating things, most irritating, but it's one of the most vexing things, you know, uh, to where these people, you know, can do all this, say all this, come against truth says, whatever they say, or they still use the term conspiracy theorists, and then still neglect the fact that it's real war going on, neglect the fact that the economy is really falling apart, neglect the fact that, you know, NASA is really dealing with some issues on hand concerning flying objects that they can't explain. So, and this is news, not popular, so much popular news, but it is news and it is true news. And, they'll still bypass that. And, still, like I said, a lot of these people are clowns. They industry plants clowns, or it's for entertainment. And that's why the Most High, a lot of those people that came against Noah and his preaching, and that denied, the flood coming, and denied Yahweh Shai, they weren't really, you know, what do you call it, serious people. They were class clown type of people, man. You know, the only time they get serious is when they get mad. But any other time they'd be like, yeah, they foolery. Is into foolery, man. That's why it says, um, the fool say in his heart there is no God. That's why it says, uh, that what it say? Sodom's children. That's why I'm looking for the other one. Um, like folly is said in great dignity. Folly is another word for foolish. So, you know, that's what the world is becoming. Like everything's a big ass playground in America. You go over there, like them women. I have an example of them women going over there, the black women going over there to Dubai and shit, and they thought they were gonna have some fun because it was gonna be a fair transaction of money and prostitution, whatever, and whatever they're willing to do. But they didn't know that they were gonna be pretty much pushing their head in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like the Eastern world is different. So, you know, our mind state is different in the Eastern world. The Most High, Yahweh Shai, is from the East. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's the spirit of the Father, foremost, Yahweh, and then his son Yahweh Shai is East. They even said when Yahushua was born, I seen a star in the east. So anywhere, and even when in the ghettos and all that, the east side is the worst. It's always the worst. Um, you know, but through gentrification, of course, that changed. But it used to be like, hey, don't go to the east side, man. East Side High with Cooley High and all that movie and all that is like, hey, the East. So, hey, New York, and the truth came from the East, and the apostles set that standard. So, you know, a lot of judgments going out, and a lot of folly, a lot of American westernized folly is happening today with Jake, and they're going to be destroyed for that. Missiles or some kind of judgment. And a lot. It's easy for a comedian to say, "Well, I was just joking," but Most High is not to be mocked, like it says right here. Let me get that word "mock" right quick, and I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna get that other scripture to close out. Mocked. See what the Greek word for it is.
Strong's G 3456. Muterizo.
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 Muterizo. See how all these Greek sound Spanish, and I want to make that connection. I want to do a video making that connection because the so-called Mexicans and the Latinos are Israelites, and they were Greek-nized too. Um, Especially in America, because this is a form of Greece over here, because Rome, what came after Roman Empire, so this is Rome all over again, and a lot of Romans got their you know customs that from the Greeks. Every kingdom that rises above another, they take some attributes of the former kingdom empire, um, and if not most, especially if they're running off of a new power, a new form of power. They're gonna take a lot of elements from the former kingdom of former you know empire. Uh, so it says to make mouths at ridicule, like ridiculous, snout as one lowing proceeds. Sneer at, deride, to turn up the nose. You know, does not serve him to be mocked. So that's what our enemies do. I mean, that's what these other nations do. They playing the role of Cain. They playing the role of. They might as well be Elamites, Moabites. They might as well be Hamites and all that. And a lot of Jakes want to be Hamites, but that's what the enemies do. They say they see Jerusalem and they clap their hands. They turn up their nose pretty much. They mock at Jerusalem as a nation. So and then at two, for all these things that's happening going on, for you to be your go-to power is black power when it comes to oppression, when it comes to so-called white man knocking at your door, killing black people, and your go-to is black, but you want to mock black Hebrew Israelites. Leave the black out of it and just mock Hebrew Israelites. It'll make more sense. But if you say mock the black Hebrew Israelites and then you're trying to be a part of every black fashion there is, because as long as it's black empowered and all that, you're a damn hypocrite and you're a stupid ass, man. So these people, check these people's, um, these people's actions and their spirit and their aura, and you'll see that it's very dark evil, and it's filled with stupidity and foolishness. And even if they're playing around, you know, I mean, even these with the MOTB, if they when they find out that it's the C help, and then they can't be like, all right, we was just joking, you know what I'm saying? We just having fun with y'all, man. Because something's coming to a head where everything has to be explained, man. You can't, like the apostle keeps saying, you can't have not the 100% truth, because people, everything's coming to a head where like they want to have everything explained to them. But if they can't see it, then they're not gonna see it, man. They're not gonna get it, and then they're gonna end up confusion. What's at the end of that? I mean, at the other side of that fence, other side of that door is confusion. There's no in between, man. It's either right or wrong, 100% or no 100%, man. It's either you're a true prophet or a false prophet. There's no in between, man. You either you know, and religion, it got to do with right or wrong. So let's leave. Forget the word religion, man, because it's been, it's been distorted. But it's either right or wrong. And then when you explain the right or wrong, you got to make sense out of the right, and then make sense out of the wrong. So uh, this is a mockery. That's what it is. And Most High said he's not to be mocked, neither his prophets. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is right now, but that judgment soon to come. And it says because of not speedy judgment, I think Ricky pretty wiki had a speedy judgment. I mean, as soon as that, not too long after the mockery, that happened to him. So, and I think speedy judgment is happening more often now as we get closer to the end of the world. That's just my opinion as a man. But I think it's more speedy judgment going out. The angels are just ready. They're more hyped up. They're more pumped up to do, you know, I'm explaining it in layman terms, but they're more ready to pumped up to do, something, for the Most High. Like, man, let me do this, Most High. Let me do this. If that makes sense. But yeah, I just want to touch on that a little bit. Nothing too much of, not too long a video, But hey, what a man reap, he also. I mean, what he sows, he also should reap. You see, you reap. You sow evilness, you sow mockery, you're gonna be mocked. Evil gonna come up on you. You know. So, uh, careful how you stand in the presence of the Most High. You know, by the watchmen of angels too. They're spiritual watchmen too. There's spirit. There's angels. There's angels in the spirit world. Watchmen in the spirit world. And they looking at you, and they be like, yeah, we gonna get, we don't have to do nothing. We don't have to lift a finger. You know, it was a man that was smite with blindness from his mother's womb. And Yahushua said it's neither his mother or father that sinned, but it's the glory of the Most High, what he's going to be manifesting in people. So you can get struck any kind of way. You can get struck any kind of way, man. So, yeah, watch yourself anyway. Shalom, hope is edifying.